Incredible. Thank you, Bernice. So we have many in our community who are not able to join us. They're joining online because we have many that are moving through a healing journey. And for some of us, healing journeys can manifest in our body temples, one of the most sacred tools that we have. And for others, it might take the form of grief, which to that we know does not come linearly, nor does any healing process. And those that are joining online in our community, some are in the hospital currently, some are in recovery, and we want to just wrap our arms around them, for we see them as whole. We are so much more than what is happening to these physical bodies. We are so much more than the circumstances and experiences that we are moving through. For who we are truly is untouchable. So in our evocation, we proclaim that we are the expression of love. We affirm that at our core, at what one of my teachers calls the center of our center, at the center of our center, we are love. And this divine presence is interconnecting and interweaving us throughout it all. So if we know this, then we know that we can send and receive love with mere intention, with a mere thought. And at Unity, we know the power of thought. Some call it prayer, some call it manifestation. Whatever the name we decide to use for this term, every single person in this room is able to send and receive energy, send and receive love with a mere thought at any time. So what I want you to do is start rubbing your hands together, like Reverend Ryan says, like you're getting ready for a good meal, and extend those hands to those around you, knowing that this love is extending beyond your bodies, beyond this room, beyond this building, into the ethers, to our community and loved ones all abroad, for love knows no bounds. And please repeat after me. We see you. We know you for who you truly are. God in expression. We love you. We celebrate you. And we wrap our arms around you on your sacred walk. And so we light this candle, our unity candle, as a symbol of our unity, of our oneness. For when one of us is healing, we are all healing. And we know we are divinely whole. And so it is. The easiest part. And so it is.
I think I'll just save myself a journey. It is indeed the first Sunday, and because it is the first Sunday, we are having our prayer clinic, and it is, ironically, it just seems to be my day, not how I planned it, by the way, but it is going to be facilitated by me right after the service, and we will be using Tony Bain's Spirit of Synchronized Prayer book, in which she does these wonderful interactive exercises. So today I was just going to work with one of those. That clinic begins right after service, so we request that you exit the sanctuary and enjoy your excited and extended long conversations in the gathering room so that WT started her new class last week online, and it is Wednesday evenings from 7 to 8:30. And she wants everyone to know that anyone can join and they can come this Wednesday night for the first time as well.
And I just wanted to say that we had a little problem electronically getting people on last Wednesday, and so don't give up. Because what happened is that not enough people had gotten their books yet and all that, and so it all worked out that this coming Wednesday it'll be class one because of the other parts of getting into a new class. So just wanted you to know that, and please come. It's blowing my mind.
And the title of this is called Your Summer of Power, and the topic is exploring our innate gifts, the absolutely given divine gifts called the 12 powers. And for the third announcement, we're going to simply mention that one of the things that has come to our attention, obviously, is that we want to make things more easeful and playful for the pot love. And so I'm going to just call her out. Noelle and I had a conversation about ways in which we could create some of that ease and joy. And one of the things that we are focused on is recycling. Now, that initiative came from Unity World headquarters almost 4 years ago. And the former minister, Reverend Betty, asked me to spearhead it. And I have been, because she knows that I have a heart for walking softly on the earth. Up at High Springs, I'm the chair of the Environment Committee. It is something that I just have loved all my life. So this is something that we came up with. One of the thoughts was people don't know. So what is it? One of the core things people don't know? Well, they don't know that the hot and cold cups, the plates, the bowls, the napkins, and how about this? The forks, the knives, and the spoons, they're all earth-friendly materials. I've researched it, and they're made mostly of bamboo and sugarcane. Now, the utensils are not plastic. They look like plastic, they feel like plastic. My first foray, I used bamboo, I put out wood, and no one used it. So I thought, oh, they have to have something that looks and feels familiar. So I found something that's earth-friendly, and it looks and feels like plastic, but it is not plastic. So please recycle everything, whether it's a cold cup, a plate, a bowl, a napkin, it doesn't matter, all of it. And the rule of thumb, because people have been saying, well, how do you know what belongs where? And you should have signage. Well, here's the answer to that. We're going to get signage, and we're actually going to try to. I'm going to let Starn hear this. We're actually going to try to write up something for the website and for the e-blast. But a rule of thumb is simply this: recycling needs to be dry. Just think about that. And the second part, recycling needs not to be sticky. So what is it that I would be asking? Yeah, we take our cup, whatever's in it, whether you've got your coffee in it, whether you got your soda in it, whether you got your juice in it, whether you just got water in it. If you could throw that back into the drain, but we're actually trying to get clever about this. These are all ideas that just came percolating. We're going to try to get a receptacle that you can actually dump this stuff in, so you don't have to walk any farther than going up to the trash can and dump the liquids into something other than the trash can. And by that I mean regular trash or recycle. And so basically that's one thought, okay? And then the second thought is, if you take your napkin and just wipe off the food residue, that's all you have to do. That goes into the regular trash. And then there's no food in the recycle. There's no liquid in the recycle. And there will be more detail on the web, and I'll get into that. But we're also thinking that the trash can is going to be outside on the deck. We're going to have signage hanging up on the door so that you can see. And we're really trying to move into an idea of supporting the earth and supporting each other, so that it isn't a secret that this stuff is recyclable. It was so funny when I started talking to Noelle, because she said, well, I didn't even know that the forks, knives, and spoons were recyclable. So, even people that help in the hospitality aren't aware. That's my PR announcement for recycle right now. And that is then going to just move into the inspiration, which is one line. One of my favorite saints, absolute favorite saints, because he was so practical. He was of the build it and they will come variety. Saint Francis of Assisi. This is his statement about how we can express our divine possibilities, very practically. He says, Start by doing what is necessary, then do what's possible, and suddenly you are doing the impossible.
So the name of this piece is called The River Flows, and it's a really wonderful piece, and it has, listen to the musical structure of it, has lots of repetition, and then it has one slight little thing that's different, see if you can pick it out.
river flows in you by Aroma. Thank you so much, Bernice and Manuel. Oh my gosh, you feel that, right? In your heart, in your body. Oh my goodness. I feel every time the harp and the flute are together when Bernice and Manuel are playing, it's almost as though I get transported to a slightly altered state, a liminal space of consciousness. It's actually really fascinating how music can have that effect on your mind, body, and spirit. And I've been experiencing a lot of music shifting my states lately. In fact, I recently took some community classes through Santa Fe, West African drumming led by Baba Leon Larson, right here, Baba Keys. Thank you. When I say it's a life-changing experience, it was a life-changing experience. Shout out to Miss Starr who got me the class details. Thank you so much. If anyone has ever been involved in group drumming or like a drumming circle or any group music, collective harmonization in general, you'll know what I'm talking about. There is this energy that when you get to that space and you're all in this harmonization, you might be hitting different variations of beats, but you're in the same rhythm. There's this synchronization that happens across instruments and across bodies and across spirits, and it's so much bigger than yourself. So if you've experienced that, you know the power, the force that is sound in general. So these classes were at night. We'd get there around 7 o'clock, and very often I would show up with probably some head pain or body pain and very fatigued. It was at the end of the day. And then we'd play for 2 hours, 2.5 hours, all in unison as one unit, starting out with simpler beats and then adding on in complexity. And by the end of the class, we would always reach this moment of harmonic rhythm where we were all so in sync, it felt like we were operating as one organism. We were no longer independent, we were one unit. And I don't know if other people in the class experienced this, but to me, it would quite literally feel like we were vibrating, suspended slightly off of the ground, as though we were in our own energy force field, our own little vortex. Just so cool. And every night, my body would have a hard time sleeping. So by 9:30, I'd be leaving class with no pain in my body and an abundance of energy. Y'all, I'm telling you, I couldn't sleep the nights after drumming class. I'd have to walk around the neighborhood to just try to shake it out of my body. It was incredible, this deliberate effect that sound has on the body. I could see it. The before and after effects were so obvious. And we've all experienced this to some degree or another in some form. Maybe you're playing your favorite song and singing at the top of your lungs in the car, and it just feels like every cell in your body is smiling. Or the music that pulls you back to a distant memory. Or maybe it's the song that makes you cry without knowing why. Or perhaps it's the voice of a loved one whose presence just makes everything feel like it's going to be okay. And that weight in your chest just lifts. Whatever the form, we have all experienced the ability for sound to shift our physical states. Dr. Mitchell Gaynor was an integrative oncologist, a cancer doctor at Cornell University, and he spent decades researching the effects of sound and healing, and he would use it on his patients. And he noted that our bodies are largely made up of water, and water is an excellent conductive medium for vibration and frequency, which is what sound is. So when we're receiving sound, we're not just receiving it with our ears, we're receiving it with all of that water in our bodies. Our bodies are conducting those frequencies. And Dr. Gaynor said this, I quote, "If we accept that sound is vibration, and we know that vibration touches every part of our physical being, then we understand that sound is heard not only through our ears, but through every cell in our bodies." Every cell in our bodies, listening, waiting, receiving, not just your ears, your blood, our lymph, our bones, our heart, our liver, our lungs, all of it weighting and impacted by sound. And if you grew up with any sort of faith tradition, this is not going to be that radical of a statement. For every great spiritual tradition on this planet opens with sound. In the Gospel of John, the very first line is, "In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God." In Genesis chapter 1, verse 3, "And God said, let there be light." In Sanskrit philosophy, there's a concept called Nada Brahma, which translates to "the world is sound," or "sound is God." It claims that the universe is fundamentally composed of vibration, and that sound, nada, is the primary manifestation of the divine, Brahman. In ancient Africa, it was believed that an Egyptian god spoke the universe into existence. In the Mayan traditions, the first real humans are given life by the sole power of the word. In the Lakota Sioux creation story, our indigenous brothers and sisters, the creating power sung the world into existence. I could keep going on, I just wanted to give a couple examples. What's remarkable is that these are cultures that were all across the globe with no contact with one another. Cultures that independently came to this conclusion, that looked at the universe and said, it started with sound. And here's what I want to really place emphasis on. It's not just that the divine creator spoke the world into existence and has this generative force in their voice. It's that we carry that same creative power within our voices. Every single one of us in this room. It's pretty divine what Group Holly said earlier. We did not plan this. When Moses asked God's name, the answer was a declaration of being. I am that I am. Not I was. Not well, I will be. I am. Presence, living, vibrating here and now. The teachings of Saint Germain remind us that the I am presence is a frequency. It's a living vibration of divine identity. When you speak those words, I am, whatever you put after those words, you are not just making a statement about yourself, you are claiming as your reality. You are activating something. You are speaking it into being through the power of your own voice. Now, any of us who have dealt with chronic illness, chronic pain, even if you've just been sick one time in your life, we know how easy it is to take on the identity of what our bodies are physically experiencing. When someone asks how you're doing, to respond and say, oh, I am exhausted. I'm in so much pain. I am tired. I'm over this. And that's not to discount what you're experiencing, because it is so valid to be feeling all of those things. But what I want to place emphasis on is that every time we say it, every time we express that, we are reinforcing it. We are speaking that frequency into every cell of our bodies. We are proclaiming it to the universe. And we know, as abundant and gracious as the universe is, what we put out, it will deliver. Remember that our true identity is so much more than our physical, emotional, or mental states. Even when our bodies are sick, especially when our bodies are sick, it is so important to claim our power and connect with that divinity. Claim our truth. I am healthy. I am whole. I am well. My body might be experiencing X, Y, and Z, but honey, I am divinely free. The voice is a healing instrument. It is a powerful tool. You can use it to claim your power with the very next words that you choose to speak to yourself. Your voice is a generative, creative force. Your voice is medicine. And speaking of sound and medicine, do we know what else is medicine? Any guesses?
Like?
Light, that's true. I was going for laughter. Laughter. Laughter is medicine too. There's so much medicine though. We could spend the day here talking about sound and medicine all day long. It'd probably take us a couple days actually. I'm going to go into a little bit of the research. So a 2023 meta-analysis found that spontaneous laughter reduces cortisol, your primary stress hormone in your body, by 32%. And one single session of laughing can reduce it by up to 37%. Laughter also activates the brain's dopamine reward system, and it raises beta endorphins, which are your natural painkillers in the body. So this whole time you've been meeting up with your girlfriends thinking that you're just catching up and laughing. No, you're practicing pharmacology. Laughter has also been scientifically proven to show increase the production and activity of natural killer cells and levels of immunoglobulins in the body. So these are part of your immune system. They're the first primary defense against any pathogens, any cancer, tumor cells. They're the ones that recognize and destroy those virus-infected cells. So laughter produces these immune cells, and then the musculature contractions that happen when we're laughing engage our lymphatic system and distribute them around our body. So laughter is producing, activating, and distributing immune cells that help protect our bodies off of illness. It also improves the function of blood vessels, it lowers blood pressure, and it increases blood flow, all effects that fight against heart attack and any cardiovascular challenges. And what's even more so is that the US Department of Veterans Affairs literally incorporates humor therapy into their program based on the effects of cortisol reduction and increases in immunoglobulin levels. The government is prescribing humor therapy. I mean, you know something's up. You're onto something if that's happening. And speaking of therapy, how many people here have cats? I raise hands. Lucky you. How many people's cats purr? Bonus points, how many people's cats purr while they're on your body physically? Okay, we have a bunch of us here that have personalized sound therapists on staff at our home. The science backs it up. So cats have been scientifically proven to have healing capabilities. Their purrs do, at least. Their purrs are in the frequencies between 25 and 150 hertz, and published research shows that frequencies from 25 to 50 promote bone regeneration and strength, and then frequencies from 50 to 150 hertz support muscle and tendon repair. And bioacoustic researchers found that cats produce dominant frequencies at exactly 25 and 50 hertz, the two frequencies that most promote healing at the cellular level. So this whole time, our cats have been purring on us, giving us vibrational therapy, and we've just been calling it a cuddle. I specifically prepared for this talk, actually, by laying on the floor and receiving from my cat, Rue. I just wanted to make sure I was really prepared. So the animal kingdom has been practicing this vibrational medicine long before we have. And in fact, cultures all across the globe, like we were talking about earlier, came to this conclusion independently. Cultures on every continent with no contact with one another independently arrived at using sound as a technology of healing and transformation. Just somewhere along the way, us in the West, we forgot, which is ironic because sound healing was prevalent in the society that is widely believed to be the foundation of our Western society, ancient Greece. Do we remember the name Pythagoras? Pulling on probably some distant high school memories. Pythagorean theorem, a squared plus b squared equals c squared. Sorry if we don't remember, it's okay. He was a mathematician in ancient Greece. And what we probably didn't learn in geometry class was that he's also credited as the father of music, the father of harmonics, and the father of philosophy. He was the first person in recorded history to quite literally prescribe music as medicine. That doesn't mean that he was the first person to do it. He was just the first one recorded.
Sure.
Yes, ma'am.
He was the one who developed the harp.
Wow. Full
Yeah,
circle.
he figured out that the length, if you took the length of one string and you cut it in half, that you could create an octave higher vibration by doing that. So he was a mathematician and a musician and an incredible personality.
Amen. Thank you, Bernice. Yes, so he discovered that the harmonic musical intervals could be expressed by perfect numerical ratios. He taught that if harmonic music was utilized correctly, it could have healing properties on the body, mind, and spirit. So he was quite literally prescribing specific musical compositions for various challenges that people were experiencing. So sorrow, fear, grief, anger, anxiety, every single one of those had a specific arrangement of sound that it was addressed with. This man was doing individualized sound therapy in 500 BC Greece. Now, similarly, in ancient Africa, the Egyptians were not too far off. They were designing their temples with acoustics. So the pyramids themselves were quite literally tuned instruments to amplify healing chants and musical vibrations. Egyptian priests performed what is known as Heka, sacred words believed to carry vibrational frequencies that invoke healing energies. This concept is deeply rooted in the ancient Egyptian understanding of the universe, where words hold the creative power to influence the material and spiritual realms. So again, music as medicine prescribed by priest practitioners in ancient Africa. In ancient India, the Vedas contain hymns and mantras specifically designed to harmonize the body, mind, and spirit. There's an entire branch of yoga called Nada Yoga, the yoga of sound, that uses the body's own internal hum as a pathway to higher consciousness. And Manuel will actually be speaking a little bit more on this later. In Ayurvedic medicine, the energy carried through the breath, called prana or shakti, is considered life force itself. The human voice in this tradition is prana, life force, made audible, which is just so beautiful when you think about it. Every time that we breathe, every time we sing, every time we speak, every time we hum, that is life energy, life force made audible. In Sufi mysticism, there's a practice called dhikr, the rhythmic repetition of divine names through chant. The idea is that if you repeat a sacred sound long enough at the right frequencies, with the right intention, you align yourself to the cosmic heartbeat. You're syncing to something greater than yourself. And in indigenous and shamanic traditions all across the globe, they have long used sacred song, sacred chant, drums, rattles to facilitate healing. For example, in the Navajo healing tradition, there's the ceremonial healing system called the chantways, which integrate singing, prayer, and sacred objects, and sand painting. And those ceremonies can last from anywhere from 2 to 9 days. 2 to 9 days of sound healing. All of the world's major spiritual practices, all of them, use music, voice, and chanting as a tool for healing and transformation. They may look different on the surface, they may sound different, but at the core of it, what they're doing is using sound as a technology for healing. In the words of Pythagoras, each celestial body, every atom, produces a particular sound on account of its movement, its rhythm, its vibration. Every atom produces sound. He goes on to say, all of these sounds and vibrations form a universal harmony in which each element, while having its own function and character, contributes to the whole. All movement in the world creates sound. Every atom creates sound. Even things that we perceive as solid to our human eyes, at the very core of them are moving atoms. Everything holds frequency and vibration. Even the large planetary objects in the sky, those are all moving and creating sound. Every organ, your heart, your lungs, your liver, vibrates at its own unique measurable frequency. And when the body is healthy, those vibrations are in harmony, like a symphony in tune. But when illness enters, whether that might be stress or trauma or grief, some of those frequencies can go out of tune. The symphony can get dissonance, and the body starts working harder to compensate. Sound healing works by introducing frequencies that resonate with specific body parts and energy centers, helping the body recalibrate towards harmony and back into tune. There was this 17th century physicist named Christian Huygens, and he had a room full of pendulum clocks. And he noticed that when he would put the clocks of varying sizes in the room, they would all be swinging at random. But over time, the largest pendulum clock would pull into sync the smaller pendulums until they were all moving in the exact same rhythm. He termed this entrainment. And we see entrainment in nature everywhere. A fetal heartbeat synchronizing to the mother's, fireflies flashing their lights in synchronization, female roommates whose menstrual cycles align. Even the human mood works this way. I mean, how many of us have been around that person that's pretty pessimistic and contracted, and we can feel ourselves get thrown off? That's not just in our minds, that's real. They're quite literally throwing you out of equilibrium. And the opposite is true. How about those people that walk into a room and as soon as you see them, as soon as you hear their voice, your heart rate lowers and you can just take a deeper breath and you just know everything's okay. These are our nervous systems entraining to one another, syncing up with one another's. Sound healing uses the same mechanism. The frequencies of the instruments are like the bigger pendulum, and they entrain our nervous system, the smaller pendulums, into deeper states of relaxation and healing. And when this happens, there are so many things in the body that take place. To start off, the brain waves will shift from beta, that stressed out beta alert, into more healing states of theta and delta. And this is without years of practicing meditation. All you have to do is just lay down and receive, and you can start changing the state of your body and your mind. A 2025 systematic review confirmed sound therapy can alleviate anxiety and depression, improve sleep, improve cognitive function, and produce positive EEG brainwave changes. Published studies have also shown that premature infants exposed to music therapy showed significantly higher weight gain than those not exposed. A meta-analysis on music therapy in the NICU found significant and consistent benefits for heart rate, behavior states, oxygen saturation, sucking and feeding ability, and length of hospital stay. Research has also found that patients who listen to 30 minutes of music daily after a heart attack had an 18% reduction in the rate of heart failure, a 23% lower rate of subsequent heart attack, a 20% lower rate of needing bypass surgery, and a 16% lower rate of cardiac death compared to standard treatment alone. And the most accessible healing instrument that every single one of us has is the power of what we were born with, our own voices. As we've already discussed, the human voice is simply audible breath, life energy made audible. And by using your voice for speaking, singing, or humming, you're using one of the most powerful healing tools available. And the research confirms this. On humming will increase your nasal nitric oxide by up to 15 times compared to quiet breathing. Nitric oxide is a vasodilator, so it opens blood vessels, it lowers blood pressure, it improves oxygen delivery to your cells, and it supports your immune system as an antiviral and antibacterial agent. Humming also stimulates the vagus nerve, the main conductor of the parasympathetic nervous system, which shifts our body out of fight and flight to rest and digest. The science is just now catching up with what the shamans, the monks, the priests, the priestesses, and your grandma humming in the kitchen while she's doing the dishes, what they all already know. That the voice is a healing, medicinal power. And now I would like to not speak on it any further. I'd like us to experience it. So I'm going to turn it over to Manuel, and he's going to lead us through some stuff.
For the sake of time, I think that the children are supposed to come soon. Yeah. So we'll just keep it short. Basically, I'll need your help for this one. And basically, Reverend Charlotte said, chose these two things to do. Hope it doesn't take very much time. We'll try to keep it short. But I need your help. We are just gonna chant, and everyone should chant with me. Just the syllable Om, because Om is used not only in the Hindu tradition, but also the Buddhist tradition and all over the world. And that's how we always end our Hatha Yoga class twice a week that we take. And it's a very, very powerful syllable. So the only thing you need to do is chant it loud enough that you can hear yourself, but it would be good if everyone chants. And it's very, very simple. Is this the syllable Om, A-U-M is Om. Okay, right, so we'll just do it one time. And the second thing that Reverend Charles wanted us to do was play for you a Native American piece, which will lead you through sound to the edge of the material universe. Is the Shaman's Call. Shaman's Call was originally, I heard it from Carlos Nakai. It's a very ancient Native American piece. You have to stand up to play this instrument. So this is the Shaman's Call. And after that, there will be a short song meditation. So what the shamans do is they take you to the edge of the material universe. And that's what this is a shamanic flute created by John Littlefoot. John Littlefoot was the shaman of the Cherokee Nation.
Now, I'd like us to slip into a short guided meditation. So, if it is your practice, I invite you to close your outer eye. Take a full deep breath. And with each breath, relax deeper into your body. There's nothing to fix. We are always exactly right where and when we are meant to be. Notice the rhythm of your breath. This rhythm is a form of music. Beneath all the noise of the day, there is a hum in you, an ancient hum, a frequency that has been yours since the moment you came into being. That frequency is whole. That frequency is eternal. That frequency is love. I welcome you to repeat softly to yourself, I am whole. I am healed. I am the presence of God. I am the song of Source in motion. The frequency of wholeness lives here, at the center of your center. The frequency of creation lives here, not outside you, not in the instruments being played to you, in you. It has always been in you. The sound is just here to remind you. May you experience renewed vitality through this remembrance of self. And when you are ready, you may return to this space and time.
There is an invisible sacred hoop, like our breath, coming and going, that ever-ending flow of giving and receiving. It reveals itself in the cycles of nature. It is the flow of divine abundance. I'm so enjoying the extended light of this season, the abundant colors of the evening. events of the cosmos show us that sacred hoop. It demonstrates divine love and divine law. We are indeed richly blessed. So this is our time of offering. And as we prepare our offerings, we mindfully allow ourselves to remember that ever never-ending flow of life. Prana, the breath, the quickest and easiest way to demonstrate that amazing abundance. I'm going to do this as a call and response, so repeat after me, because as you know, we have no monitor yet. Divine love, expressing as the love in me, through me, as me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Ushers, will you please come forward?
Our kiddos are coming in. Just sit tight.
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
Nice one, you got a full house today. Tell us, what did you get into?
We did. We ended up with 8 beautiful little kids today. And they told me they would help me out this morning. We have a new book called The 5 Principles for Kids. So we read our book about our 5 unity principles. So they're going to tell you the 5 unity principles. Okay, that's number 1. Yay. Principle 2. Principle 3, everybody.
I think pray.
Principle 5.
I live.
You need to
All right, and here at Unity of Gainesville, Florida, we like to bless our kiddos just as we ourselves have been blessed. So if you are able, please stand and we'll bless the kiddos. And we're not just blessing our kiddos here, we've got nieces, nephews, grandchildren, near and far. And their child inside. Amen. Thank you, Miss Gwen. All right, so we'll extend our hands to our kiddos and repeat after me. Children, you are perfect just the way you are.
You are perfect just the way you are.
The divine, magnificent, outpicturing of source.
Outpicturing of source.
Everything you desire is yours.
Everything you desire is yours.
Because you and God are one.
Because you and God are one.
We love you, we love you, we really, really love you. All right, everyone, let's circle up.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as creator, family all agree. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous ride. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
Not sure what happened to the microphone, but thank you. Not sure how I got over there. We're also going to say now, the light of God surrounds us. We are light. The love of God enfolds us. We are love. The presence, the power of God protects us. We are power. And the presence of God watches over us. We are presence. Wherever we are, God is, because we are divine, and all is well. Thank you, everyone.
And do come to prayer circle today. We'll have some fun doing an exercise.
Abby, it's over here.